Well, once Rice decided to expand the available educational space by bringing temporary structures to campus, our public art committee stepped in and thought, wouldn't it be great to activate these with creative interventions? We invited Allison Hunter, who made the Hive at Rice, Jasmine Zelaya with Detroit Red, the Color Factory with the Rice Color Walk.
Oh yeah!
And our student architecture students with their 12 feet apart intervention.
Dude, it's more fun this way.
I was super surprised when she asked if I would be interested in making work for these new buildings that she described as Hershey Kiss shape. And so she sent me the images and I was like, oh yes, absolutely. I mean, it was a really giant building with lots of people around it, and immediately I knew like anything having to do with Rice and Moody would just be incredible because they have such an amazing public art collection already going on. Taking into account the meetings that I had with the student leaders, many of them were students of color, and I could tell just from speaking with them, they told me a little bit about their backgrounds and where their families came from, and I saw that it was a very unique melting pot. Also taking into account of everything that's going on right now in our society, there are things that weigh heavy on my mind, and I can imagine like the youth here as university students. At the time I was also reading the autobiography of Malcolm X. In the beginning of the book he describes himself as being called Detroit Red. It was his nickname when he was younger because his hair and skin were sort of red tinted, and that's something that just really stuck with me. And as I was painting, you know, you never really know what comes out. It just kind of developed, and immediately I connected those two things.
This piece is called The Hive at Rice, and it is a piece about bees and their importance to our society. Around 10 years ago, I learned about this plight that bees were going through, and I thought it was really important to signal to people their vitality. So I started looking at them in ways that I thought would uncover something different. And since, you know, they're really hard to control, I decided to just let them do their thing and I would just film. What I'm doing with this work is I'm comparing the insect community to the human counterpart. That is, you know, inside these structures, there are students living, and they're working together, and they're communicating, and they're building relationships. And that's just what bees do in their hive.
I think of a lot of what we learn is how do like physical objects interact with people, and to what way can we influence them to act. And so I think seesaws are a great example of that, where you can ensure that people stay a certain distance apart because that's just how seesaws function, but also being able to like provide this space for them to have fun and like congregate and stuff like that.
The beautiful thing is that they're outside, so you can see this work outside. You don't have to be indoors, so you can be socially distanced. It really sort of opens up possibilities. Like, we can do this on other, on other areas on campus, so why not, I think it's very imaginative.